Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about how you can close your fiscal year in Dynamics NAV or Dynamics 365 Business Central. So the year-end process follow all the process of month end, but there's additional steps you have to perform for closing the fiscal year. So for the month end, I think as long as you are using NAV or Business Central, you already started the process. So usually for the month end, you have to do the inventory reconciliation, inventory cost adjustment, and then you do the currency revaluation. You go to your currencies and do the adjust exchange rate for the currency revaluation. And then you do the account receivable reconciliation, you do the account payable reconciliation, and then you do the bank account reconciliation. And after that, then you go to your general ledger setup and you just change your, if you go to your general ledger setup, then you can change your allow posting from and allow posting to period to the next open month. That's for the closing the month. And for closing the year, you follow the same process for the month end. You finish your month end process first. And then for the additional process to close the year, you have to go to your accounting periods. In my Kronos Canada demo company, since I already closed the year for 2020, then I will show you how you can close the year for 2021. Okay, so you can see after the year already closed, then you will have the check mark for closed and the date locked. These check mark are on, right? And you after the year is closed, you cannot go back. Even you added the list, you cannot change this check mark. You cannot uncheck this check mark to reopen the period of the year. You cannot do that anymore. You cannot reopen. But what if like you have some transactions then in the previous year, but you after you closed the fiscal year, you still want to reopen that year and post corrections for some financial transactions. Are you still able to post to the previous fiscal year after you close the year? Yes, you are still able to do that, but you cannot reopen these check marks to do that. What you have to do, so you can go to the general ledger setup and either to change the allow posting from allow posting to for this to the previous year to allow you to be able to post all if only a specific user performing the correction transactions. You can go to the user setup to change this specific user to allow this specific user to be able to still post to the previous year. For example, I already closed the year 2020, but I want this user to be still able to post to 2020 to do some corrections of the financial transactions. Then I can allow this user to post from January 1st, 2020 to the current date, so whatever. So this is the process. So you can still post the correction transactions after you close the year. You just need to reopen the allow posting to allow posting from allow posting to period, but you are not able to go to accounting periods to uncheck those check mark for the closed month or closed year anymore. So okay, so let's go to close the year for 2021. Let's say we are already at the year end of 2021 and we have to do the year end for 2021. Okay, so my fiscal year starts from January 1st, 2021. I want to close this year now. Then the first step is like you go to your accounting periods and you already finished all the month end process, okay? And then for the close year process, you just need to add these additional steps. The first step is you go to accounting periods, then you click on close year. Then it will remind you like this function will close the fiscal year for January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2021. Once this fiscal year is closed, it cannot be reopened again, and the periods in the fiscal year cannot be changed. So that's what I just mentioned. You cannot change these check mark like closed and date lock anymore, okay? So I'm just gonna click on yes to confirm. I want to close this fiscal year. Then you see after I confirm to close year and these check marks for the closed and date locked, they are checked for the whole year 2021. So this is the first step, and then after you did this step from the accounting period, then you have to use the close income statement batch job you have to use this batch job and to close your income statement and post the retained earnings. So so you see, after I did that step from the accounting period, then my fiscal year ending date automatically populate to December 31st, 2021. So I have to select the general journal template and batch I want my year-end close entry to post to. So I'm selecting my general journal and select the default general journal. And for the document number, if you don't want to use this system generated document number, as long as your number series allow the manual number series, then you can manual entry. Then you can enter a document number like you think makes sense to you. So I will name it to year end 2021. And then retained earnings account is a GL account I want to post the retained earnings to. And I just leave that. It will post to retained earnings account in the balance sheet, and the posting description will be closed income statement. And I will not check anything here because if you have multiple NAV companies in your company and you want to do the GL account consolidation, you may want to create a consolidated company, and then for each NAV company, it will use it as a business unit. You will take each NAV company as a business unit for your consolidation. In that case, you may want to close by a business unit code. Then you can, in the consolidated company, then you can do a further close. But I don't want to do that. Let's say I only have one NAV company. I will not worry about to do the consolidation, and I'll just leave everything as is. And then I click on OK. So after I did this, you can see the journal lines have successfully been created. So then you can go into your general journal to review the entries, the journal lines generated from this closed income statement. So I go to this is the journal batch template and the batch I defined. The template is a general and the batch is this default, if you remember from that closed income statement screen. And then you see this has my document number year in 2021, and you see the posting date automatically added a C in the front. That means it's for the year-end close. And they generate all these lines, so I can review all these lines. If everything looks good, then I can just post. I can just post from the screen. Okay, I'm just gonna post this. And then the posting date of one or more journal lines is after the current calendar date. Do you want to continue? That's fine. So, because this is a demo database, and so it's usually using the future date, and yeah, that's fine. So we just finished this posting date process. The income statement, close the income statement process. Then you can go to your GL register to check the batch you just posted. So this is the one we just posted at 5:12 p.m. and you can take a look of all the general ledger entries generated from here, and also the posting date is with letter C. So you can also see that from before you post this. You can see it from the general journal line. Okay. So then this is like the steps you have to follow for your year-end close. Let's say in another scenario, so if you have set up in the general ledger setup, you set up an additional reporting currency. So right now I only have my local currency, which is a CAD. Okay, my local currency is CAD, and then I didn't set up any reporting currency. So let's say if I want to set up my reporting currency as US dollars. Okay, so there's some test additional currency returned earnings 30. Okay. So let's set up an additional reporting currency. Then you could see if you have a additional reporting currency set up in your general ledger setup, then for the process for the year-end close, you will have a little bit difference than what we just did. So you still have to do those steps. So let's go back to our accounting periods. Okay. So let's say this time we want to close the year for the 2022. Okay, because we already closed the year for 2021. So then we still do this first step. We have to close the year, okay? And then click on yes. So I closed the year. You could see everything for 2022. The closed and date locked has been marked, okay? Okay, so yeah, I closed the 2020, I generated some 2023 previous day and closed that period. So don't worry about this part. But we are saying like for 2022, which wasn't closed, and after we closed the year and it's marked as closed as well. Okay, so it's closed, and then if we go to close income statement, the second step, remember, is to close the income statement. If we go to close income statement batch job, then we have to select, because this filter will always remain whatever closed previous day. But because that it just automatically, because I closed 2023 as well, so it just leave the 2023 there. So let's just change this to the fiscal year does not exist because it's already been closed. Okay, so no worry about this. That's just disregard this. And what I want to show you is, because it's already been closed. That's what I want to show you is, let's say, because in the accounting periods, I have the year closed until to this date, okay? And let's just use this. I use this date for my fiscal year ending date. I just want to use this as a demo to show you if you have additional reporting currency set up, then what step you will skip. So let's still select the general journal. Let's still select this general journal template and the default batch. But remember in order for this to post, if you have additional reporting currency, then in order for this to post, you must to have a number series attached here. And then you should have a posting number series attached here. So this number series becomes mandatory, okay? Because it will post to your GL directly. It will not go into your general journal line anymore. So you must make sure for that batch, general journal batch, you need to have the number series defined there. Otherwise, you will see an error message saying the number series does not exist, okay? So let's still use this, and then let's say year-end 2023, okay? And then let's click on OK. So this time it will give you a message because I have that additional reporting currency set up now. Click on OK. It will remind you by using an additional reporting currency, because you see I set up the additional reporting currency in my general ledger setup. Then it says this batch job will post closing entries directly to the general ledger. So it will not go into the general journal anymore. These closing entries will not be transferred to a general journal before the program posts them to the general ledger, which means like you do not have a chance to review those journal lines in your general journal anymore. It will just post directly to the general ledger entries. Okay, that's fine. Let's just confirm this. Then you see it just got posted. Click on OK. Then let's refresh. We just refreshed because we don't have anything extra. We can take a look at the general ledger. We do have this. You can see, yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot of entries here. So then you could see it will post everything to the general ledger entries directly, and close income statement. So this close income statement, let's see, but because I have the additional reporting currency set up, so it does not generate the general journal line in that batch anymore. It just posts to the GL general ledger entries directly. You see, there's nothing sitting in this general journal journal batch sitting in this default general journal batch, right? And so there's nothing sitting there. It just posts to the general ledger entries directly without going through the general journal line. That's due to I have a additional reporting currency set up. So if you do want to review those journal lines before posting, then make sure you don't have that additional reporting currency set up in your system. Okay, so I think that's everything I want to share in this video. And thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. I hope to see you guys again next time.